Boop, 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 boop. Yo,
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 yo.
yo,
Big
yo.
up, people. Welcome again to another episode of Ball Heads TV, where you get the news, the views, and all the reviews. So much that you don't know what to choose. What you say?
Yep,
How are you,
yep,
Dale?
yep. Yeah, I hear that. I hear it. I hear it.
Yeah, man, we're there again.
Yeah, yeah,
Yet
yeah,
another
yeah.
episode today. Is a Wednesday,
Wednesday.
middle of the week,
Yep.
man. So looking forward to a wonderful show today. To be honest, it's packed with some interesting stuff. Some that are, they've made the rounds. Some that have not made the rounds. We try to extend it beyond the regular. Oh, that sound.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah. Did you get a chance to look at any of the EPL matches today? Today was quite interesting.
Bro. I'm still a vent over yesterday match.
Oh,
I have some views I want to share with the people. I want to hear what for them view is.
okay. You want to talk about it now?
Yeah, man. Me
All right.
burning.
All right. Don't let me stop you, my boss. Why
Yeah,
tell me
man.
what you have to say? What are the burning points you want to discuss?
Yeah, people. So, I want to hear what the views are. I want to share my views, but I also want to hear what the views are pertaining to the games that were played on Monday, on Tuesday, and Tuesday. What are my views? My
Yeah, man.
views. I believe that the the English Premier League, the those who are in charge, the higher ups, I believe that they made a blunder, big blunder, between Monday and Tuesday.
Yep.
You
You
understand
know,
me?
but hold it right there. Before you mention the blunders, I want to just welcome people. Thank you for joining us. And as you come in, just smash up the like button. We're inviting you to make a comment. The numbers are on the screen. It's a call-in show, so feel free to call in and share your views on any sporting matter. We are here to listen. All right? All right, go ahead.
Yeah, man. So I believe that a severe blunder on the
Mm,
part of those who the organizers. When I look at the games and the importance of both games that were played on Monday and Tuesday, we see where two sides two sides were vying for a position in the Champions League for next year.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a side, one side, who was vying for the EPL. Two critical things all at once. And I believe that those who made it are the persons who made the decisions made a severe blunder. Nobody's talking about it.
What is this blunder? I'm curious to hear, you know. What
Well,
is this blunder?
when you look at it, Duke,
It's just an Arsenal man crying. Let's hear.
no,
Let's hear it.
no, not at all. You see, I expected, I expected what happened yesterday to happen.
Oh,
I did. I
what took place yesterday?
I
I
expected.
assume you're talking about the Man City.
Yes,
Man
man.
City match.
I
Ah.
expected. I expected Spurs
Mm-hmm.
to lie down and lose that game yesterday.
Oh.
Yes. If
So
people who are fans of the two sides from London would have understood the rivalry over the years. And what I and I knew that Tottenham would have sacrificed a Champions League position
what?
instead of Arsenal winning that trophy.
Hold on. Stop it right there, sir. What you just said? You're saying that Spurs somehow gave the match to Man City. That's
Yes,
what you're saying?
I'm going out on a
Yeah,
limb and
you
say
know.
that.
That you say.
Adapt me, I say. Now take it back neither.
Hold on. All right. Big up Jason Gouda. Big up Jason Gouda. I said, bless up Barlett's TV. Well, bless up my boss. Bless up my boss. I wonder how my predictions I'm looking this week.
Mhm.
I don't know. We'll see. Well, anyways, you know, I watched the match yesterday and I honestly don't see what you are seeing. I think it's just the anxiety of the Arsenal supporters. They will see everything as a sellout. But I don't think I think Tottenham played their hearts out and we could have seen the chances. Your the keeper for Man City came out blazing. That substitute keeper. He was amazing. He was man of the match. So what you're saying? Those were very good chances that he saved, you know. So I didn't see Tottenham lying down at all.
So let me tell you
Jason
something.
Jason Guna, right? Hold on a little bit. Let's take Jason Guna early out. It's another Arsenal man, you know. Them
No,
five
but
shots early. Let
all
me
right,
see.
go on, yeah, man. Yeah, man.
You
Go ahead.
had six right. Okay. He was talking about my impeccable prediction scores. I'm in a group where we make EPL predictions, and you know I don't know. So word on the street that is that I am leading or I am way up at the top. If I'm not leading, that is word on the street. So he's confirming that I had six right, which is the majority, and one correct score. I will not read the rest of that. He also said I disagree with your panelists. Spurs did enough to get points from the game. I don't believe that narrative at all, and I agree with you 100%. Arsenal supporter Jason Guna. But go ahead, Dale. Give me your points. You can't just say that without defending it. What
No,
are
I'm,
why
I'm a
you believe?
defend. No, man, I'm a defend everything with my son, man. But come with,
All right, so let me hear
I'm a very
in in
pragmatic
in in
person.
in in, in 4 minutes
I'm a
or
very
less.
pragmatic person.
We're not talking about us. We're not crying over Arsenal today. No?
No, no, we're
That type
not
of
crying,
show.
man. What I'm
Okay.
speaking about is the EPL making a blunder. Two games that are so critical should have been played at the same time to keep both sides honest. You're talking about the goalkeeper saving saving a point blank range shot. That was
Mm-hmm.
almost like hiding in plain sight. Son kicked the ball directly to the keeper. If you look
You,
at the game, and this is just my views, people. This is just my views. I'd like to hear your views.
I don't think
Being a
you're gonna.
striker, being a striker, when I watched the game and saw the burst of speed, pace that Song went through, and when you look at the yardage from the goal,
Hold on.
some could have passed the goalkeeper. He
This
could have
needs
dribbled past the goalkeeper and kick it at the goal. But anyway, that is that. I expected that from Spurs. But what I'm talking about is not necessarily Spurs. I'm talking about what the organizers did. Now, look at it. Spurs went into the game leading. Spurs went into the game
hold
with
on.
33 points.
Hold on. You need to say it again. Hold on. Say it again. I want to. No copyright strike still. So it's all right. Go on. I was
Mm.
gonna play something, but go on.
Spurs went into the game with 63 points. Aston Villa had 67 points.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Spurs, so there's a
Nah,
four point,
you're
there's
not
a,
about the game so far,
hold on.
realize.
No, but it's not about the game. I'm telling you, it's not about the game. So this is not a cry. This is not a cry about a spill milk. This is
But
a, this,
you're talking about the match yesterday, right?
I'm talking about what happened, how
In
the
the match.
organizers put the game together. No,
So
listen,
okay, no,
I'm
make go
talking
over that.
about how
Go
the
over that.
organizers put the game together.
Big up
A
Drew
game,
Ross in
a
the chat,
game,
by the way, and
a game,
God bless youth.
a game that critical.
Mm-hmm.
The two games, because as I said before, two sides were vying for one position.
Yeah.
Two sides were vying for a Champions League position, and the next side was vying for the EPL. Those are two critical things that you would not want any ambiguity or anything at all. People to say that, hold on. Then if that side they know, so that side they win, and that side they
Mm.
know that this, then it lends to some level of, you know what I mean? I don't want to say that cheating or anything like that. But what I'm saying is that had they had both games playing the same time, seeing that
Mm.
the games were so critical, it would have kept both teams honest.
Okay,
And
but
so I'm saying that that was a blunder on the part of the organizers.
well, I want people to
Because hold on,
share
I'm
their
not done
views
talk.
on that.
I'm not miss the time, I don't want to done the time. And what I'm saying to you also is that
Yeah.
when you look at the point standing, there was a 4 point difference, and there was 6 points up in the air. Who knew if Aston Villa would have lost? Who knew if Spurs would have won?
Yeah, but
Spurs could have Spurs
yeah,
could have derailed Aston Villa. You know?
yeah, I cry, you I cry. That yeah,
No, man. No, as I said
you cry.
before, I understand. I
Yes,
understand the dynamics between Spurs and
sir.
Arsenal. And I am telling you, and I'm putting this out in the space, that Spurs would have sabotaged themselves, sabotage that fourth spot position instead of Arsenal lifting at that trophy.
Uh,
And
that don't make
I'm going to stop right
no
there.
sense. That don't make no sense to me, brother.
Why it don't
You
make no sense?
why would Spurs do that? That don't make no
Because
sense.
you don't understand the rivalry between
But this
Spurs
is
and
no.
Arsenal.
Hold on there. So hold on there. Can Spurs realistically make top four?
They could, yes.
So why would they sacrifice that to give to hurt Arsenal? That don't make
Because
no sense, brother.
what do you mean that don't make no sense?
Uh, we're not even going to discuss
When was
that.
the last? Hold on. When was the last time? Probably you
People
think
no
that what I'm
call in
saying
and
make no
share
sense. You
the
can't
views
say it
and
don't
all
make no
that, 'cause
sense.
I don't know what kind of something this are going on. So
Then may I put out something in space to hear what people saying so people can go do them research
all
also.
right,
So
all right.
they'll
Go on here.
understand.
I want
So
your
they
opinion
will
about it.
understand now what the the rivalry between Spurs and Arsenal is like, and how much they hate each other. And then you would understand
You know
why
what?
Spurs would jeopardize
Listen to me. I fully
the fourth
understand.
spot
I fully
for
understand. I
in
know.
instead
I
of
know
giving
the
Arsenal the
rivalry. I know the
opportunity to
rivalry, and
lift
there is
that
no
trophy.
given the rivalry, they still wouldn't do that. The coach wouldn't stand for that, and he came out publicly and said, "Yeah, that would." He actually came out and said, "I don't understand why somebody would do that." He was
Do
flabbergasted that
do
that suggestion would even
do
be made.
Duke. I am
And
I, Duke.
these people are professionals, Dale. And I'm
No,
gonna
no, no, no,
entertain
no,
that. You
no,
have
no,
your view.
no, no,
I will never
no, no.
accept that, brother.
No, and I'm not asking to accept it. It's just a view. It's not a fact.
All
It's
right.
a view.
I hear
And
your view.
over the years, it's not the first time we have seen games being thrown. As a matter of fact, if you are watching the game and if you are listening to the analysis, you'd realize that even the fans wanted wanted Man City to win the game so that Arsenal would
Some
not lift the trophy. So the
some
coach,
of the fans.
the coach, then
Some of
then
the
then
fans. I'm
then
not
Duke.
denying that.
So
Hold on.
Duke, so Duke,
Can
if
I
you're
say
saying
something,
what
sir?
I'm saying, if
Can
you're
I
saying
say
what I'm,
something?
well, man, let me done
All right. Do your
no, man.
thing. Do your thing.
If you are saying what I'm saying is foolishness, the
Yeah.
fact that fans were thinking the same thing that I'm thinking, why you think it's foolishness?
But hey, the fans can think anything they want. We're talking about professional players. Okay, they are getting paid to do a job. To agree with what you're saying is to say that Son, who has been in the EPL for years, and and the others are not professional in their duties, and I can't accept that. I
You
didn't
don't
see that at all taking place.
you
Let me
don't
just
think
put it out there.
you don't think that could have been a professional move?
No. Let's take some comments. The comments are coming in on this one. Well, I mean, I tell you, I think nobody will agree with this. If anybody agree, let me see. Son tried to give the keeper the eyes to the near post, and it didn't work. Yeah, exactly. I mean, we could argue that he could have, lobbed the keeper. Um, but it can't be denied that the keeper came out big. There were numerous saves, not even just some simple saves. There were big saves.
Did the keeper dive?
The keeper didn't have to dive. He made himself
No,
big.
because him kicked the ball directly to the keeper. All the keeper
No,
did
no, no,
was
no, no, no,
put
no.
out him on like this.
It
Him
was
kicked
his
the ball directly to the
and there was
keeper.
more than one. There was about four chances. I counted in the second half alone. So no man, no man, no man. And we're talking about the Man City keeper, by the way. All right. So Son Jason Guna is saying Son missed, but no way was it on purpose, boss. The manager and the players wanted it. The fans didn't play the game exactly, and they are the ones that would throw the match. 100% agree there. God bless you. Bless up, Sir Duke. Bless up, Sir. Bless up. God bless youth. Jason Guna again says, are you suggesting once that a title race at the end of the season, all their games must play at the same time? Is that what you're saying?
Does it sound far fetched? Does it negate that it would make the teams a little more honest? Is there isn't that what they do at the end of
On the
when
final
they're
day.
on the final day when the title
So,
is tied up? Isn't that
so,
what they
so,
do?
so, so wait. So, at what point in time should they start playing every match at the same time? 'Cause you
All
can throw
right.
any match if that is the case.
No, 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 no,
So you're
no,
gonna
no,
just pull out a number out of the air? That can't work.
no, no, brother. Let's be a little more. Let's be a little more sensible about the thing.
We have a lot of matches to go still.
No, there wasn't a lot of. There's not a lot of matches to go. There's 2 games to go. So you're
Two.
talking about
That's
there's
a
two
lot of
games to
games.
game.
That's
No,
a lot of games.
but there are 2 games that can determine the Champions League and also determine the title. That's what I'm
Okay.
saying. That's all I'm saying.
That's all the Arsenal fan them about.
So
Nah, one of them must
what I'm
accept it.
saying is that I expected Tottenham to do what they did. That's what I am saying. That's my view. But I'm also saying that I believe that the EP, the organizers made there was a blimp. That's all I'm saying. If you don't nobody have to actually accept what I'm saying.
Nah, I go agree to
But
that,
I'm
no
putting
man.
it out there, so well, you don't have to agree.
Spurs knew they had to win
I didn't
regardless.
say it for you to agree. Put it this way. I didn't say it for you to
All
agree.
right, all right. Well, if anybody agree or disagree, well, everybody is disagreeing, but if anybody agree, I would love to hear the rationale behind it from your perspective. Big up Lascelles Watson in the chat. Him say big time. Jason Guna again. Another Guna. Me tell you, man. Me say, hey, me rate you, Jason Guna. You speak the truth, regardless. This is the maddest brother. Only fans would think that. None of the players would, and definitely not Ange, the manager. That is true. Champion League spot, would never give that up. Why would no, sir? The fans didn't play the game, boss. It says Arsenal choked, man. Should I tackle this? What do you think? You think Arsenal? Well, I can't ask you. All right, let me leave that for another time. But
No, you
I
can't
don't, I
ask
don't
him.
think
Well, you
Arsenal
can't
choked.
ask him.
I don't think Arsenal choked this time around. Well, not yet. Not yet. They have Everton to play, I believe. If Arsenal loses against Everton, then I would call it a choke because under normal circumstances, I don't believe Everton beats Arsenal. So we will see. All right. Um,
Everton has
Arsenal
always
choked to a 1-0 victory at Old Trafford. All right. I wouldn't call that much of a
Arsenal
victory.
Arsenal has lost to Everton on more
A
than
week Manu. We'll see. You see. Hey, anybody see Manu today? It was another fairly basketball game still, but the team is looking better without some of the big stars in it. I hear the commentators saying that Ten Hag probably get back 2 Hag, so him probably there 2 Hag now because he was at 0 Hag. So I don't know if 2 out of 10 is enough to for him to save his job. All right, we see. Take another one. Minal, Minam Ball, brother. All right, balling was the Villa loss. Yes, that was hot, and that was our day to lose. That is true. That is true. But it's not only Arsenal losing, it's City not losing. That is the big thing. City seem to be getting stronger and stronger. What are they? What is City doing? Let me just throw that out. What is City doing to be so strong at the end of the season? Because that seems to be their modus operandi. They're not losing games at the end. How are they guaranteeing that? Why are not? What are they doing that the other teams are not doing?
well,
Yeah, you have any idea?
the, the, I think it's obvious. The title is not won. This is it's not like other seasons when they would be leading by 5 and 6, and so they could take them foot off the gas. The title has not been won. It is going down to the last game in the season. So it's a no brainer.
Okay, somebody said back-to-back years Arsenal has battled the league. Yeah, I still think there could be a twist. There could be a twist. We will see. And we'll discuss a little bit about that a little bit later. At Goodison, we normally have trouble at home. We usually beat them. I guess this is talking about Everton. Hmm. So somebody putting it in the air say anything can happen. All right, Jason, I hear you.
I think if some of the persons on the platform are old enough, they'll remember that there are quite a bit of times when Arsenal played Everton,
Mhm.
needing a win, and
Yeah.
Everton seemed to just find a
Well, we
way
will see.
to just cut with throat.
We will definitely see. I want to talk about something.
Wayne Rooney, one of the biggest players for England, made his name off that.
Hmm. I want to talk a little bit about. Let me just take a few minutes to just put something out there. Question, Dale:
Mhm.
Has City won any trophies this year?
No, not yet.
No,
They
City
have
has not won. City was bumped out of the Champions League, eh?
yeah.
Mm.
How many
City,
trophies can they win?
they can win three. It's three or two now. They can win two now. The FA Cup and the EPL. They're out of the Champions League. I think
What about the Carling Cup?
you call that a cup. Normally
I didn't say
counting
a
up.
trophy, there, brother. I said a cup.
I'm talking about the EPL and the FA. All right, that's the ones that matter in my estimation.
A
So
silverware. Some team would have wish them can get a cup or a
yeah,
mug.
yeah, yeah. But hear me out. No, hear me out. W- w- Do you know that at this late stage, City could still end the season without a trophy?
Possible,
Possible, you know.
very possible.
Imagine what would happen if Manchester United mustered all the strength that they can, because clearly we're saving everything. We're building a little battle chest in preparation for the match. Imagine if we put all our efforts and we beat them in the FA Cup,
Right.
and then something fortuitously happens Arsenal's way. Maybe West Ham eke out a draw or something like that, and if that is enough, or beat Man City, wouldn't it be, you know, how would you rate Manchester City's season? Is that time? Would you say they had a bad season?
Um, if you're going to judge their season based on accomplishment, then you
Or
would say, boy,
a
they.
better question. Let me just to put it in reality, because they haven't lost anything. But just to say, what do you think are their chances of ending the season without a trophy? Is it a realistic chance?
It's realistic, but it's highly unlikely.
Highly unlikely, right?
Yes.
You think they will win two from two?
I'm not going to say two from two because I think the Gunners still have a shot.
All right.
Yeah, I'm not
I
a
think.
bandwagonist, I've been a gunner from
All right.
19 from
Okay.
19 from 1994.
I think the odds of I think
So
I actually think the odds of Man City losing to Man U are greater than them losing the EPL right now, because it's a one-off game and anything can happen.
say that again.
I think the odds of Manchester City losing to Manchester United in that one-off game is greater than Manchester City losing the EPL.
Well, I think one of those trophies has more has a little more clout to it.
Mm.
So I think the FA Cup, you might not see a Man City coming full blaze with everybody. You know what I mean? But definitely for the for the
It's after mm. it's after the final, the EPL finals, I believe, so they might
yeah, yeah.
they might
So
they might have
it might take them foot off of the, well, not
they
take
will
them
have the
foot off of
strength.
the gas, but
They will have the
give
strength.
yeah, give some players the opportunity to showcase them talent, you know what I mean, on one of the big stage. And
All right.
if needs be,
Yeah,
then they have the calling the cavalry.
I see.
Mhm.
I see.
Because the reality is that injury has plagued um, Manchester United. So Manchester United bench
Hmm.
don't have the depth, and you know what I mean. So if City if City should start the game with their bench
Hmm.
and then bringing in the big guns half time, boy, I think they would roll over Manu even worse because Manu would have to run. Manu don't have the back it is.
Yeah, 100%.
They don't have the back it.
All right,
Mm.
move on a little bit to another topic here. Give me a second. Let me get something up here. Yeah, we're moving on to.
God bless you. City has a different mentality from all the rest of the teams. I wonder what that mentality is because I think everybody wants to win
Mm.
at any cost. So I don't know that they have a different mentality, and especially when you look at how the season pan out.
Yeah,
I think everybody, especially Arsenal, gave just as much as they received, or even more. So I
true.
don't know what's the mentality.
Mm. Indeed. Hold on, let me share some stuff here. So, if I can do that, I'm just read this. We're talking about VAR now. So, VAR is sent to VAR. Premier League clubs have scheduled to vote on the potential abolition of the video assistant referee VAR system for the upcoming 2024-25 season at their annual general meeting in June. This proposal, submitted by Wolverhampton Wanderers, arises from increasing dissatisfaction with VAR's impact on the game, despite its introduction in 2019 to improve decision making. VAR has been controversial, with the 2023 to 2024 season seeing numerous contentious incidents that have fueled criticism. Wolves argue that while VAR has marginally increased decision accuracy, it has also brought several negative consequences, such as undermining the spontaneity of goal celebrations, causing confusion and frustration during lengthy checks, and eroding the authority of on field referees. Additionally, VAR's presence has not eliminated errors, and its use often overshadows the game itself, leading to increased hostility among fans and allegations of corruption. Premier League The Premier League supports VAR and is committed to enhancing its implementation, citing improvements such as semi automated offside technology. They argue that removing VAR could lead to more incorrect calls and damage the league's reputation. Hmm. For the proposal to pass, it requires a two-thirds majority, which is essentially 14 out of the 20 clubs to vote on that. And in a note here, notably, Sweden recently rejected VAR's implementation following a fan backlash, emphasizing the system's unpopularity among supporters in leagues with significant fan ownership. The debate over VAR's future in the Premier League highlights a broader discussion about technology's role in football and its impact on the sport's integrity and enjoyment. Yeah, so VAR has been sent to VAR.
You know what I want. I want to say something.
Yeah, man.
I, I think it was our second podcast that we did.
Hmm.
People, I don't know if you remember. It was here that I raised the point about VAR and the refereeing in in England and wider Europe, and that it was poor, very poor. I think VAR has not enabled referees to be better at their job. I think what VAR has done, it has caused there has been some it has caused the referees to become lackluster and lazy.
Okay.
That is what
So,
I see. And there's no way you can have technology and making so much mistake.
all right. So,
At the start of the season, hold on, just 1 minute. At the
yeah.
start of the season, with Manchester United and that ball that went over the line, I could not see. Oh, and God hurt. VARs did not get that right. A blind man would have gotten that right. I cannot see oh in the Champions League game. VARs did not get it right. That Rudiger
Yeah.
hand caused the two players to be onside.
Hmm.
Something is seriously wrong.
Okay. Well, yes. there is no doubt that there have been
I didn't need
controversy
I didn't
around
need VAR
VAR.
to see that.
But I guess the question is, does the good outweigh the bad? Because remember before 2019 when VAR was officially introduced, the call was that some of the big teams were still getting the calls and there was no way of double checking the referee's decisions. So back then the fans were just channeling their frustration on the individual referees. Now, isn't it just another way for fans to vent their frustration? Because if VAR rules in your favor, you're a fan of VAR. If you believe VAR has ruled against you, then you're an enemy of VAR.
No, but
So,
VAR is there to prove that what the fans are saying is right or wrong.
mm.
It is
so
not it's not an isolated um, view that the fans are having. It is something that can be proven by VAR itself. That VAR itself is making mistakes, or the persons who are handling VAR are
mhm.
making mistakes.
Yeah,
Because
there you
the
go.
question, the thing is that VAR is not making mistake, It's the handlers of VAR are making mistakes.
So, mhm. VAR is just a tool. Removing VAR will not change bad mistakes from happening. Is that what you're saying? Or are you saying that given all the baggage that VAR comes with, because it slows up the game clearly, it kind of dampens down goal celebrations, everybody have to, the stadium and the players have to wait until the referee signals a goal or it's called back. So the celebrations are tamed in a lot of cases. It lengthens the game. Given all of those negatives, do you think that the positive of it's getting far more decisions correct? Is that not worth it? Put
No,
it that way.
I don't think it's worth it.
You don't think it's worth it?
No, I
All
think
right.
if you have eyes,
Let me know what you think, guys.
yeah,
I'm
I
very
don't think it
interested in
I
hearing.
don't think it's worth it. And I think if we do our research, we'll realize that
Hmm.
VAR became popular because of especially the English Premier League. They were the ones who were pushing for VAR because the referees are very poor.
Mm.
They don't want to do them work, so they're very, very, very poor. If you notice, if you notice the if you notice that FIFA and the federation in England, they
Yeah.
don't see eye to eye, brother. As a matter of fact, the referees in England, they wear a different badge from the FIFA badge,
Hmm.
because they have been around before FIFA, and so therefore them not take the talk from FIFA.
I see. Yeah.
You understand me? Refereeing in England is poor, extremely poor. Jamaicans would have done a better job than English referees. Jamaican referees are far superior to English referees.
That's a bold statement because I've seen crazy refereeing mistakes in Jamaica. So I'm not gonna agree with that. But
And I'm going to
an
say to you
opinion
that
show.
I'm going to say to
Let
you
me know
that
what you think, guys.
once you're using human eyes, you will have mistake, but you cannot you be using additional eyes and making mistakes. That don't make no sense. And I can tell you this because I used to go to I used to offer medical service to the referees in
Yeah.
Jamaica when they're
Hmm.
training at GC Foster, when they're training at Stadium East. And I can tell you how grueling that job is that I see the referees doing, especially when it comes on to FIFA badge. You
Hmm.
understand me? I remember a referee. He became a friend of ours. He's no longer with us. And I remember having to take him to the hospital, to Spanish Town Hospital twice. That's how grueling it is. You understand
Hmm.
me? But yet still the English FA, they don't do that.
So don't they have the FIFA badge?
If they have the FIFA badge,
Yeah, for
well,
referees.
well, if you look at them, you'll realize that one of the badges is more pronounced than the other.
I I find it hard to believe that the referees in the local league are going through more rigorous scrutiny and training than the EPL referees.
Do your research.
I don't know the regime, but I have my doubts about that.
And I think you have your doubts because of the culture that we have. That we think that
No, I don't.
everything
My
that is from abroad
my
is
doubts are
better.
because I don't have any evidence to
Yeah, but
prove it.
if you don't have any evidence, we have doubts.
Because I don't have evidence. Because I don't have evidence. That's why I have doubts. I can't I can't prove it, so I can't believe it.
So what you doubt? You just made it clear that you said that you doubt that
Yeah.
the locals referees regiment is more than that of the English. So you already doubt that without your evidence.
hmm
Hmm.
Because if I can't prove anything, then I have to kind of keep a neutral stance,
Yeah, I
and
think you should.
I'm not for one or the other.
Right, but you can do your research. You can do your research. I spoke with a lot of referees while I was there, and I even asked them. I asked them about that, and they went as far as told me that when accommodations were given out, a lot of the
hmm
referees, um, the, the referees like what would I say now? Caribbean referees are
hmm
praised higher than the European referees.
Okay,
But I'm saying that I'm saying that in the space here so that everybody here can go and do them research.
I see. All right. What can I say? I I said I said all that I can say. All right, so let's move on. um,
So, do address this right here, sir. Somebody said if the poor refs are administering the VARs, those poor refs still will make poor decisions.
decision. Yeah, yeah,
Why
yeah,
so?
for sure. So this is speaking to the refs not being competent.
Mhm. But as we
Um,
say now, nothing wrong with VARs. It's the incompetence of those who are handling VARs.
yeah, I mean, I tend to, and these are not the on-field refs. But you see, that's the thing, it's not the on-field refs when people criticize are the problem. It's the people in the VAR room. Um,
Dude, I think we could do without VAR, to be honest with you.
I don't know if football would be better without VAR. I don't know.
I don't know.
It would flow easier, but the controversies for sure would not end. I know that for a fact.
But dude,
But let us know, people.
it multiplies it when time you have eyes overhead that is seeing every inch of the field and they are still making mistakes.
Yeah.
It magnified the problem.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So let us know in the chat what you think. Should we do without VAR? Should we scrap VAR or should we continue with VAR? You know, Drew Fortis is saying that football is better with VAR. Keep the comments going, and please like up the video, people. Like and subscribe and share. It's growing. The channel is growing slowly but surely. We're watering it every day, So, by the way, I put out some interesting short videos. I want you guys to just watch them and give me your feedback. I want to start a new series that I want to call that I've called on the bench. Where I take about 5 minutes or so to discuss a topic. I think the first episode is up. You know, go ahead and give a like, and a lot more coming. A lot more interesting things are coming as well. Um, I don't even want to discuss it just yet, or should I? I don't know. Some interesting things are in the pipeline. Let me just leave it at that for now. All right, so we're moving on. We're moving on. Um, I saw something and heard some stuff over these past days, particularly from yesterday leading into today. And it took me aback. I was like, what am I really hearing? I heard today, for example, people, Arsenal fans, turning to Mikel Antonio to be the savior for Arsenal. Is it that serious now? Why are Arsenal fans turning to Mikel Antonio to save them? Didn't Arsenal have the entire season to save them? That's what I'm hearing on social media all day. People calling into programs, people talking and talking that Mikel Antonio, they're depending on him to score. I even hear people saying they're depending on him to score a hat trick, to do this and to that. What is that? That isn't that crazy?
I don't know why. I don't know why it would be crazy.
Yeah, but
I think it's crazy.
isn't that an, isn't that like a despicable thing for Arsenal fans to be depending on Mikel Antonio? Why not Gabriel Jesus? Why not Martinelli? Why not Trossard? Mikel Antonio can save your people. I would love to see. I would love to see it. It would make a very, very, very good game for sure. I'm kind of neutral in this. It's not either. It's neither here or there. They're like both. Two of them are evils to me because Arsenal winning is probably just as bad as Man City winning four straight. So I'm neutral on those terms, but I mean I'm just talking to the people who are saying that they're depending on Mikel Antonio to save them. Don't look on that. Don't look on that. Best thing you do is try to make sure you don't draw or lose to Everton. You have anything to say on that?
Well, Man City winning four would be a record. No team has ever won four straight in the EPL. um, at this point, Arsenal will take, as Arsenal fans will take any help we can take, we can get any help. Anybody want to be the wait name there. Go ahead to be that shining that knight.
Can you
Go
imagine? Can you
ahead.
imagine if Antonio by some way, some supernatural way, I'm gonna say, score two or so against us against Man City and essentially give Arsenal the title? Do not have to build a statue down the field.
But that's why I'm wondering if when I hear you guys talk, I'm wondering if you guys listen to yourself. You wanna really saying
What
if
you saying?
Antonio score two goals and
Jason gonna pray for brace.
give the title to Arsenal. I want to ask you a question. What is Antonio's job on the day when he plays Man City?
To score.
Okay.
What has he been doing all season?
Okay.
Score same way? Or
Okay.
try to score. Put it
So
that way.
why would you look at it now
Hmm.
in a way to say that Antonio is doing us a favor? It's not
Because
Antonio.
let me
Didn't
tell you
you
why.
well or not? Didn't you at first say that these players are professionals?
No, no, it
It's
doesn't
not
follow
his
there.
professional duty he's doing.
No, 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 no. Good try.
Oh,
No, no, no. It's very different. The context is actually the opposite because
okay,
we're asking Antonio to do his job,
okay.
as a
Mhm.
professional should do.
Yeah.
The contrary, people were asking Spurs not to do their job. So there's a big difference. They're totally opposite. But I'm saying now that Antonio has not scored 3 goals in the longest time. Probably one time in the EPL. And I think it's going to take about that amount of goals from West Ham to stop City. Literally, I don't see. It's not gonna be a one a nil all draw for sure. City. They are going to score. So it's gonna take upwards of 3 goals to stop them. So why are you depending on? It's essentially you're asking for the supernatural to happen, and I'm saying that I don't think that's gonna happen, man. The seas you should have kept it in your own hands. So I'll be
Supernatural.
watching it with bated breath to see what will happen, and I'll be shocked if I see Antonio score 1 goal, much less three, which is going to be required. But let us see. The ball they say is round, but I'll be there for the tears. I'll be there for the tears.
I think
Jason Gooden is saying that need a brace, and Bowen need to score a brace as well. Yeah, that would be four. Yeah, you're gonna need about four to stop them, to stop this City team.
all I all I probably think um West Ham need to do is play stoutly and play
Hmm.
their familiar counter attack and
Hmm.
defend as well as they can. And it could take just a goal.
Yeah, let's dive into that a little bit. And let me ask you, how do you think West Ham should approach the match? Should they try to beat City, or should they try to get a point out of it? Like no attack, defense. Should they go into the game stopping City from scoring, or should they go trying to get goals out of this game?
You say people are motivated. I don't know what would motivate West Ham. So where does West Ham sit right now? They're out of Europe.
Yeah, man.
There's nothing. There's no money. There's nothing at all to play for.
It would probably be, is it David Moyes' last game?
Yes. So
Mm.
maybe a send off for Moyes.
Yeah, yeah, a victory would be a fitting send off, or
Yeah.
at least not losing. A draw would be acceptable, I believe. West
And
Ham
then
are ninth.
yeah.
West Ham are ninth.
And then given the contract situation with Antonio, I don't know if Mikel
Um,
probably would use the opportunity to showcase himself because you have Ipswich coming into the league, so and other teams, so they might look at Mikel Antonio's exploit and want to, you know,
mm,
and have some kind of thing with him. So I don't know. I don't know what would give them the impetus to go and give that fight. But if it is one thing that I would hope the keep is character. You know, don't do like
eh,
that. Now.
yeah, let's see. Let's see. They're on 50. West Ham on 52 points. They're essentially out. They can't get can't get anything out.
Will.
No, nothing. So
The top
yeah,
six.
that's
Yep.
gone.
Not
I was
even
going to see if they could squeeze into the sixth position, but no, that is out
not
as well.
not even 7 and 8 can get six.
Yeah, yeah. So
7 and 8, I think, is tied on 57 points.
yeah, if I were West Ham, I would probably try to play a counter-attacking game, because I think that's the best way to you have to frustrate City. Give them. They're gonna have the ball. I was gonna say give them the ball, but that is a given. They will have the ball. Allow them to have the ball, but far away from your goal. You understand? You
What is the status with De Bruyne? Do you know if he'll play in that game because he suffered a scare?
Um, I don't know if there was any. I think he was off on a precautionary note. I don't think he was like severely injured or anything like that.
Mm.
Yeah, man. De Bruyne is
The,
gonna feature.
the way
No
I
doubt.
saw him, the way he was behaving when the guy stepped on his Achilles, I was wondering if something bad happened, and then shortly after he was taken out of the game. So I just say it might have just been precautionary measure.
Let me see. Mm, is there anything I can find?
But if he,
Concern.
but if
There's
but,
nothing.
but
Yeah. He
if
says,
he
he said he's all right.
okay, 'cause if he's
Yeah.
not in the game now, then I think West Ham now, could
Yeah.
could say, boy, all right, we'll stand a little bit of chance, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Quotes coming out. He says, "I think I'm all right. The place in the Achilles is really sore. It felt like a little bit like a knife in the moment. I had the
Mm,
impact, but it's an impact, but it's an impact, so it's not bad. I'll be all right."
okay.
That is what he said. That is not gonna stop him. Clearly, you know, felt a little sore, but he'll be up for it. You know.
Definitely, I think even if there was something there,
Yeah. God
it would have
bless you.
got it would have got tear upon the day.
All right. God bless you. It is saying here that first 25 minutes, West Ham dead. And I think that is exactly what I think West Ham should avoid. Don't concede too early, because if you concede too early, then you'll be opened up, because you have to go for a goal. So play the game defensively, man. Stop City from scoring early, and I think the nerves are going to start to come in. That is, use that to your advantage. That's the only way I think you can get into their heads, if the clock is ticking and they haven't scored. Because if they don't score, they can't win.
I'm going to put it the other way.
Hmm.
If if West Ham should get an early goal, this will turn the game on its head. If West Ham gets an early goal, this will turn the game on its head.
And
I would, I think I would, you would see a uncharacteristical City.
I think that's gonna be the most dangerous City. I don't. There are some teams you don't want to score first against. Historically, Man U was like that one time. Real Madrid is kind of like that. You
Mhm.
don't want to wake up that sleeping giant. You see, if you could just keep them out for those first few kind of, first few minutes to half an hour, allow them to go in the second half, and they don't score a goal, then things are going to start to change, because now they'll be trying to open up even more, because they have to come at you. They have to come at you, so they're gonna throw the kitchen sink in the second half if they don't score in the first half.
which
And
which
then
which which West Ham is very good on counters, and so
that is what you're gonna want.
therefore that might open them up to counter goals.
Mhm.
Bowen kicking from far, Mikel pressing very high with that speed.
Yeah.
So if I
Did
think
you-
if I think I there's a saying that says the best defense is offense.
yeah.
So if West Ham could get a goal early, I think it
Yeah.
would change the trajectory of the game.
The
And
danger man for me on the West Ham side now is actually Kudos. I think,
well,
yeah, I think that man is a baller. I think, man, you should go for him as soon as possible. Honestly, if we don't get somebody like, Elise or Eze or somebody like that, I think he's a very good baller and pretty skillful. He doesn't lose the ball. He can carry the ball very, very fairly pacey. Fairly pacey. I think he will hold the key. If West Ham can hold off the goals and the attacks coming from Man City in the first half,
yeah,
then it's gonna set up a hell of a second half, and they could possibly nick it, because of the space that is going to be left in the back. And I don't
well,
know if the Man City keeper, well, we don't know who is gonna keep for that game. We'll see. Let's take some comments. Enough other match winners there, even if he doesn't play. Okay, okay. That is talking about Man City and the Kevin De Bruyne. doubts. Rodri out is the only one that might cause a problem. That's a big problem, you know. Rodri being out for City is actually a big problem. So I don't know how that is gonna be, no, that is gonna play out because even Pep himself will say that Rodri is the fulcrum of this team, in the defensive half. So we'll see.
And he plays on both sides of the coin. He's a defender and an
Yeah,
attacker.
man. Yeah, Rodri has saved them on numerous occasions. It's
Mm-hmm.
not like City has run away with every game. They have conceded goals, and there have been a lot of close shaves. So Rodri has been there. So it could be a little loophole that West Ham can exploit. So let's see how that is gonna play out.
You asked me a question earlier about City, and I don't think City had really had an extraordinary season. When you really look at it, Arsenal has outscored them. I think it's in the back end right now. When teams are some of the lesser teams would have been relegated already and have no purpose, see no purpose to really play hard. We see where Harlan scoring a hat trick, scoring a brace. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So I don't think they had an extremely. It was a product. It has been productive, but
Oh yeah.
nothing extraordinary.
Well,
You know what I mean?
if you look at City has had their injuries. Well, De Bruyne was injured
Mm.
for a large chunk, and look, De Bruyne, is actually one of the he is the playmaker. You would say he is the playmaker for City. They have experimented this season with a few players that have come to the fore. Um, the whole Jack Grealish versus what's his name, that French youth, Doku.
Doku.
Yeah, that is kind of Pep did a lot of experimentation. They're trying them to see how the thing would fit. There was what's his name, Oscar Bob. So he has been trying, for continuity's sake, and I think that has caused them not to look as fluent because the same team, has not been playing consistently, coupled with the injuries. But like I said, no, I think we're seeing a different City, as we tend to do in the second half of the EPL. So they are firing on all cylinders. Most persons are fully fit, and I think that is one of the big strengths of City as well. They manage to keep their players fit for even in so many competitions because they have such a deep and big squad. I think that's the secret right there. Okay,
There's a.
Jason Luna says, go ahead.
I wanted to ask you a question because this would have been something that have plagued your side, and you just alluded to it. Let me ask you. There has been a lot of injuries this season, right?
Yep.
And it has become a genuine concern for clubs. Now, could this lead to clubs being less accommodated when it comes on to international duties? You think?
What do you mean? But clubs have to, by regulation, they have to release players. So it's not up to the clubs to determine that. The international competitions are probably even set to get even more. So, no, I don't think the clubs will be able to stop that. And I don't think a lot of persons were injured even on international duty. For example, Manu, who has gotten a lot of injuries. Those were not on international duty. Those were mostly in training and a few in matches. Mostly in training, which is shocking to me. Yeah.
Right, right. So I'm not saying that these injuries happen on international duties, but I'm saying with the prevalence of injury to
Yeah.
players, international duties would only um, probably cause more injury. So I'm wondering if it might be it might becoming a concern. You know what I mean? And if coaches might not be as accommodative as they are.
Okay. Well, we will see. But my view is that I don't think it will be an issue. I don't think it will be an issue.
But it has been an issue in the
It
past,
has
right?
always been a concern. We
Okay,
know that clubs tend to frown. They don't like when players, who, especially who are informed, leave to go on international duty. No coach for a club would like that, to be honest, because sometimes they come back injured.
this are the
You know,
big money. This are the big money. This are the money.
yeah, we get that. But football is not only for the clubs. We have a lot of international competition. So, and FIFA, the governing body, he that's why they put certain rules in place. So that's not gonna happen, man. Um, okay. Let me move on. I have a question here, and I put it to you. Is the EPL now a farmers league?
What do you mean a farmers league?
All right. So a farmers league is a league where one team, maybe a few teams, maybe one team or two teams maximum, I would say, always win.
Mm,
So they have one or two big teams and a lot of small teams. That's a farmers league right there. When you say farmers league, you think of the French league. That has been the accusation.
mm.
Is the EPL now becoming or is a league where Manchester City, by and large, are the only winners? We have seen that we're talking about possibly four in a row now. Is that
Rec- Record
farmers league status?
record breaking. I myself was brainstorming and looking at the what how cities poised. You know what I mean?
Mm,
And that same thought, came to me. You know what I mean? When you look at the EPL, I think there's only 7 teams that have ever won the EPL title of all the numerous teams in England.
mhm,
Only 7 teams have ever lifted the trophy. Um, City, if they win, that would be a record 4 times straight. And so I'm wondering to myself, Duke, if what we are seeing now is a Manchester City dominance, you know,
mhm.
that looks similar, as you said, to League One. Is that
Well,
is it possible?
uh,
Because
I I think I think it's not a farmers league. It's not a farmers league. If you look at, and why I say that, they over the years, I wouldn't say City has run away with the league based on points. They're winning the leagues by 1 point, 2 point. That is the margin of victory.
last season, City won by how many points?
Who was the closest to them? That's the thing. So
Arsenal.
let's look at. Can I find that now? What was the point standing last season? Okay, so here it is. So Man City was ended on 89 points. Arsenal ended on 84.
Mhm.
So it's 3 points. Well, more than three. That is like 5 points.
5
but
points.
that's not a lot.
That's almost 2 games.
Yeah, almost 2 games.
Or
So
three, almost 3 games.
depending on a win or a draw, but
Could
that's
be
not.
five. It could be 5 games.
Yeah, but the points are. Let's see. Hold on. Let me look up something else here. So, um,
But you're right. You're right. City has been it's been marginal wins. From the time when Unaguero scored
yeah,
that goal to stab Man United in the heart.
yeah, man. Listen
Um,
to this. I'm looking at the league standings last season. PSG ended on 73 points. Second was Monaco on 64 points. That's like
7
9,
points clear.
11 points there.
Mhm.
No double figures.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And we go back. It wasn't too bad. 2022. It was PSG 85. Lens was 84. That's only 1 point.
What happened in the Serie A?
But look again now. Just going back to 2021. PSG 86. Marseille 71. So those are
Yeah, it's always been like that in League
those
One.
are some big ones.
But what,
Those
what
are
has it been like? What has it been like? If you're going to compare, a better comparison would be England, the EPL against Syria A.
and you call that a farmers league.
Which one?
Syria.
No, 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 definitely not.
Oh, then we don't need to compare then because we don't need to compare then, man.
No, I
But
just wanted to know what the stats were in like
okay,
Syria A. What was the margin of the margins?
let me look. Inter. Last time this was a massive win by Inter. Inter ended on 92 points. Milan ended on 74 points.
Wow.
That's a big
Yeah.
one.
Mm,
But look at this now. The 2022 Napoli were the winners.
yeah.
So we had a totally different winner there. And they ended on 90 points to Lazio. Inter didn't even come second on 74 points. And 2021, Milan were the winners.
Yeah.
86 points to Inter's 84. So
So we have a healthy change of guard in Syria A.
yeah, it's the competition, and any a lot of teams. You have a lot of teams that can possibly win. When I say a lot, I'm gonna say probably top six.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, for but I would say the EPL is it can become a farmers league if the amount of victories continue, because I don't think it's all about the points. If City continue to win, then I mean you probably have to still call it a farmers league, even though everybody else is close. But I'm not ready to call it a farmers league yet, because even in this current season, anything can happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is that. By the way, like up the stream, people.
Yeah, man. People,
We ask that
as
you
you
will
guys,
share and
as you guys,
subscribe.
yeah, man, as you guys enter, just smash that subscribe and like button on your way in and on your way out.
Yeah. Um, Delia, what? There is something here. Why England abandoned their bid to host the 2030 World Cup with preferred interest in hosting Euro 2028? What's that all about?
You know,
Talk
I
to us.
I I was doing some reading and I saw it, and it just struck a nerve. And I was saying to myself, and mind your people, I don't mind being the person who everybody disagree with. I don't mind. That's just how my brain work. I think outside of the box. And I wonder to myself, I know that Euro is not bigger than the World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
I know that
That's true.
I know that the money that would be generated from the World Cup is much more than that of Euro. So financially, it don't make sense to me. But when I thought about it, I said to myself, hmm, is it that England is being very strategic because it appears as though
Mm.
their chances of winning the World Cup is slimmer than their chances of winning the Euro?
Okay. So, so what are you saying? They're trying to build some home advantage there that they can get the Euros, win the Euros.
I think, as I said, England think that it's easier to win the world win the Euro than win the World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
You understand me? And is that justifiable? I think with how close they have gone
For sure.
on two occasions, I think the organizers they're and when they look at the crop of players, the crop of young players in England, I
Mm-hmm.
think they're trying to maximize, you know what I mean, and see how best they can piggyback on these young talents. And it might be, as I said, a very strategic move because remember they were runner up. It was just penalties that decided the Euro the last time. You know, so
Okay.
they were that close. So is it that England sees the Euro as a more viable option because it is easier to it is not just easier, but it is it is easier to see themselves lifting the Euro than lifting the world.
Well, so so I will. I'm gonna ask. Do you think Euro is? Do you think it could be just on financial reasons? Because I think you're gonna require. It's gonna require a lot more financial input to host a World Cup than the Euros. Couldn't it be just a financial thing?
No, because I think there's always I don't see one country that has ever come out and said that they have lost re-hosting a World Cup. There has always
Really?
been there
Did Brazil, didn't Brazil lose?
Brazil.
Yeah.
I think Brazil made some stadiums that they
Mm.
probably shouldn't have made, but I don't think in terms of revenues they lost. I think there was great surplus. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But I think it's more than finance. I don't think it is finance why England's making that decision.
All right. Well, big up to England. You know. One time I heard somebody say Jamaica can host a World Cup. Anybody know who said that? Somebody famously said that on a YouTube stream.
Jamaica
A,
by themselves,
a popular YouTuber said Jamaica can host a World Cup.
by themselves.
Yeah, man. Somebody said that, man. Then
That's
they
not
changed it to say that it could be like in the region, just like how cricket is played. Then the World Cup, but the cricket. No, it wasn't cataract, but that's a good shout.
it's not feasible.
No, that
What
is madness, man.
one other thing you have to look at is the after effect. The
Yeah.
after effect.
Hey,
After you build 10 stadiums in Jamaica,
there you go.
10, 20 stadiums in Jamaica, what are you going to do with them after?
And that is the problem. We have one. We built one for the Cricket World Cup.
And
And look at
you
it
see,
now.
you see what I'm saying?
It's prepared. I saw videos of it recently, and even the equipment. There is even the equipment that is in the media equipment is just there, just wasting away. Still there. You have it's well overgrown parts of it with grass, and it's just a mess.
And
Beautiful
if we
play,
should,
bad
and if we
decision. Host it
and
to
if
home.
we and if we should do it, if we should do it regionally, um, I think the destinations are too far away. When you look
Too
at
far
both,
apart,
yeah,
too
too far apart,
expensive.
too far apart.
I don't see that happening. I don't think a World Cup, a World Cup is a massive, it's a massive affair, you know,
Yeah.
a
There,
massive affair. You can't compare the football World Cup with the cricket World Cup.
people are already complaining about this America's World Cup. The World Cup that is going to be held in America in
Yeah,
Mexico,
America can
Canada,
do it for sure, and
and
America is
US.
even not doing it by
No,
themselves.
America not can. America did it already.
Yeah, man, we can do it. Yes,
1994, America
yes,
host
we
the World
can.
Cup.
Yes, we can. You know.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
America can do it. Um, but yeah,
Hmm.
they can.
Drew Fortis is saying that we need to change our mindset. We think small, plan small, so the results will always be small. We, but
What is he talking about?
well, he's saying that we should have big plans that we can host a World Cup in Jamaica or even the Caribbean.
We had a test run with the Cricket World Cup.
We pulled it off. We pulled it off, but the crowds are not the same. In what would it take to host a World Cup? Let's say just one World Cup match. Let's say for some reason they said we want to host one World Cup match in Jamaica. Can
Mhm.
you do it, Jamaica? What would that take? First of all, I think it would take the amount of police officers in the country just to manage. That is the first thing.
more than
Security
the
is a
more than
problem.
the amount of police in the country.
These things are massive, massive affairs. You know,
The
thousands of
resources
police are required.
and Drew Fortis. From a logistic standpoint, Drew Fortis, you not only look at what happens on the day or the resources that you'll have to put in to do that,
Way before the
but you would have to look at what you would do with those resources after.
we're not even. That is the biggest thing. That is the biggest thing. And we're not even reached there. So how would we handle even the accommodation? How would we handle the accommodation for players, securing all the players? We don't even. Jamaica is a tourist destination, but I assure you we don't have the capacity, at least in a built up area like Kingston, to host all of those people that would come in for a World Cup match.
So Duke, somebody would, some people would say, no, but this is a great opportunity for us to build a few hotels and build this and build that and build this and build that. Then after
Hmm.
the World Cup, we can fill the same hotels.
Yeah, yeah. The stadium don't Trelawney. This was years ago. I heard that the maintenance was like $4 million a month, just for maintenance. You
so,
understand? So,
so for the young people who don't know, yes, we had a test run. We had a test
you
run
call in
using
and
the,
tell us how you would host it.
yeah, yeah,
Call in and
with
tell
the
us how
Cricket
you would
World
host
Cup.
it. I
So,
want to hear your vision, boss.
so I
You
don't
might
think
have
it's I
something
don't
that we're not be missing.
yeah, I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair to say that we're negative and small minded.
No, need at least 10 to 12 stadium with all 20,000 seats. 20,000 seats is like a joke thing when it comes to World Cup, anyways. 20,000 seats. No, that which
Brazil fans alone, nothing than that.
you understand what I'm saying? Imagine that. Imagine that. We're talking about 70 odd thousand people. You understand? You can't. I don't think you can have a World Cup stadium with less than 50,000 people. Anyways, if you're gonna think World Cup, so no. Hold on,
I
give me a
think the
sec.
last World Cup, the smallest stadium hold, I think 60 something thousand people.
Mm. No, we wouldn't be able to host it at all, at all, at all. That's why I say That's why I say all at least. That's why I say all at least that would need okay few 50,000 and more. Yeah, man, for sure. To host even the media with their equipment, that again is a task.
Logistics crazy, brother. Crazy, crazy logistics, brother.
No,
Oh, yes, man.
the the transportation.
Security.
Oh
Oh my
man,
gosh. The high profile people that would be here.
maybe even the
Oh my
electricity. I don't know, but I don't know.
God.
I don't think not even the
Oh
what we not.
Lord.
No, no, no. I don't think we have that capacity. We don't have the capacity right now. Maybe 50 years down the line we can start thinking about it differently, but not right now.
You say, Duke, one of the things that people must understand also, when one of the reasons why the countries that you see host these games, they're highly industrialized. So they
Yeah.
can support these events and they can and the plans that they put in place to when they make these new buildings and all of them things. The logistics it goes way beyond just no.
Yeah. I mean,
You
look
understand
at
me?
US. US not building any new stadiums.
No.
US, the stadiums that are going to be used for the World Cup are stadiums that are making money every weekend. I am sure, probably every day, but every weekend for sure. You go in them, you see confectionery booths that are always active. You see them using them for parking spaces that are always active.
Yeah.
They're owned by businesses,
Yeah.
that use them for advertising, and they have teams that playing them consistently. So they're
Yeah.
always being used.
Yeah.
And like I said, the businesses can afford them. We don't have clubs in Jamaica that can afford to pay not even the $4 million a month for
Mm-mm.
a stadium like down at Trelawney.
No, sir.
No, so
I
we
remember I remember in a Duke. I remember when that place was being built, you know.
we're getting a
It,
call. We're getting a call. Let me take this call. Welcome, caller.
Respect,
Yeah, man.
Sir
Jason
Duke,
Guna.
Sir Duke,
Pick up yourself, man.
and respect. What the panelist name is Dale, right?
Deal. Can you hear Deal?
Yeah, big up yourself.
Talk and let me see if Guna
yeah,
can hear.
man. Respect,
Can you
man.
hear
Yeah,
Guna?
me just a big you up, Dale, cause yeah, man, me respect your takes, and as you say, you don't care about the beating, and that's what the space need. People with them own mind, so that's good.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
I'm
Yeah.
hearing you clearly.
All right, cool.
Ah,
Well, yeah, this topic here
We lose him.
to try to achieve. But it's something.
Jason, we
you're not
lost you.
hearing.
We lost you for a few seconds. You want to start over?
Oh, just for a few seconds. Okay.
Yeah, so I think it might be a bit far fetched to think anything in the near future. Um, but it's definitely something that we should strive for in terms of maybe getting another facility in Jamaica or two that can rival the stadium, because I don't know if you saw. I don't know if it was about a week ago. There was a program with a gentleman talking about the overuse of the pitches,
Yep.
and I think one of the main reasons why that happens is, whenever we get that shiny new toy, we basically use it and use it into the ground. Um, and another thing is maintenance, right? So seen that stadium recently,
I have seen it up to probably like 3 months ago.
and what if you had to give a description of what it looks like? No, what would that be?
The last time I saw it, it was in a state of disrepair.
Okay, and I say that because I was lucky enough to be front and center when the SDF had that huge initiative around the World Cup time, '98,
Right.
a little before, when they were putting up all those mini stadia all over the island. And I remember how proud I was to see that every parish was going to get a full court basketball and a
Yeah.
mini stadium. And I would love to know how many of those are even still functioning, what, 30 years later. So,
Yeah.
it's one thing to get the investment, but I think what ends up happening too often is we don't really have a plan in place that's going to sustain
That is
whatever we
it.
build.
That has always been our
So,
problem, Guna. The maintenance
yeah.
is the biggest thing, man.
So yeah, I think whenever we have these discussions, it's important that we don't. The end goal is not to just make sure we have the stadium built, but we have plans in place how we could maintain it. What events are we going to keep here? Are we going to have a dedicated staff that takes care of these are the things that I think we don't think about, and we just
Yeah.
want to make sure we get it over the line so that whichever political party can say, hey, look what my bill, and that's the short-sighted nature of us sometimes. We just want to make sure we get it over the line, but we have no idea how we're going to be able to maintain it. So that's
Right.
something that I think we need to work on. Um,
I have some strong views on this, because
well,
yeah, yeah.
I would love to hear them.
All right. Well, to me, I don't believe that the building a stadium should even be in the hands of politicians. I think
It's not.
the clubs
It's not.
that
It's not in the hands
but
of politicians.
it is now.
It is no.
That who is building a stadium? We have one stadium that was built.
Isn't the stadium run by SDC?
A government better. A government do that, man. We're talking about when I say stadium, what I want to see happen. This is my vision. I want to see every club, every football club that is playing at a high in the let's say the JPL level, first division in Jamaica, to have a club, to have a field, as a mini stadium. Nothing massive, something probably the size of what is happening at Harborview or Arnett Gardens. I think every club should have that, and we see it. The seatings can be better. Um, just to make them more modernized. And I think we can aim now when we have that type of setup where we can play every match in the night, because that is still not
Mm-hmm,
not possible.
mm-hmm,
We
mm-hmm.
and we can have like every stadium have a little business so it's being sustained. Then we can aim for something maybe like the Nations League. We can have some smaller competitions. That is what I think we should be aiming for, but nothing on the size of a World Cup. Something
Yeah,
on
I
Caribbean
just don't
levels.
know. I just don't know if the fan base would make it make sense to build like massive stadiums in Jamaica. I don't know what events would fill it besides maybe if we hosted an Olympic Games track or something like that.
Yeah.
Um, so that's one of the things why maybe our goal is not to host any international stuff, but at the very least, we should be able to be hosting the under 17 CONCACAF
Regional
championships
stuff.
or the
Yes,
right.
I
We should be
agree.
first in line for those things because
Yeah.
if you notice, we've been traveling to Dam Rep and to St. Kitts and to other places to play these. And of course, when you look at the group, Jamaica would be the group that most likely would be hosting it.
Yeah.
But due to the fact we have nowhere to host it, we aren't doing it right now. So, those are the things where I would like to see us improve. It at least to be the leader in the region, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think that would be not too much to ask for. But another thing I think we can do, if you look at a country like say Costa Rica, right?
Right.
And you look at the state on East Home Stadium, for example.
Mm-hmm.
That would be, I think that's where we should maybe, I know Jamaicans don't like to take advice from people and we like to say, yo, we came up with this on our own. But those are the type of countries I think when you look at the size and what their GDP is and there's
Right.
all of those factors, those are the things that we need to be mimicking because they have clearly done it better than we have
Mm-hmm.
because they
Mm-hmm.
could host something like this because they have when you look at the Saprisas and the couple of top clubs that they have, those are, decent stadiums. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So how did they get there? So I think sometimes we need to swallow our pride and maybe, take from everybody's playbook and then try to make the playbook that makes sense for us. But it doesn't have to be reinventing the wheel. We can see how
No.
people have done it and try to take the best things and we come up with a plan for us. You know what I'm
And
saying? But
yeah, and I tell you what, that's why I actually like some of the plans that I hear Chris Williams, verbalizing, because he is a Jamaica first man. He's saying build up the clubs, build up the clubs. The clubs should see themselves as a business, and I think that is where we need to get. Take out the community slash government out of the football, because a lot of the teams started out as community teams, yeah,
yeah,
and we
man,
have
green or orange. Yeah,
yeah, and we see the politicians still highly involved. We need to take it out of football is no longer as a tool to keep down the young man them and keep them quiet, when the community flare up. We need to take it out of that and create a business around it. So I want to see like the mini stadiums come up, and I want to see some, like I said, some confectionery stands. You put a barber shop. You do these things so there is continuous income generation to maintain the
right,
fields. That is one.
right.
That's what I want to see out of the clubs in Jamaica,
Yeah,
and
I
then we
think
see the
I think
business grow.
I think something that might be able to help, right? I think most of the time when we think of building a stadium in Jamaica, we just want to make sure it have car park
Yeah,
and the field. I've yet to see somebody build a stadium and say, all right, um, KFC is the most important fast food place in Jamaica.
yeah.
So how come there's not a KFC stadium in Jamaica by one of the clubs that have
See
a
that?
KFC in the stadium?
There
Like, I
you
mean,
go.
just something as
Stuff
simple
like
as that.
that.
Yes,
Exactly.
and but I don't know if I don't know. I don't know. It's That's why I think programs like these are good,
Mm-hmm.
and the more they grow, the better. Because every now and again, maybe twice a day, I have something brilliant that I might say. You might have more than me, but if we put all those things together, we can get somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
I
So
yeah, man, for real.
You know,
This is what we need to get
J-
out there. The clubs in Ghana.
Jason, when
because there's
digital,
no reason that you know
yeah, hear me,
uh,
Jason?
Arnett Stadium is not called the KFC Stadium. Like
Right.
I don't know if they're maximizing the potential. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know. It's just something I'm throwing out there. It seems to me that that's the way that clubs are going, where they have to kind of it has to become okay. We are, you know, Arsenal, but we are in big partnership with Emirates. Or we're in big. That's to me that's the marriage that I think we're missing right now.
Yeah.
To kind of maximize the earning potential. So um, yeah, I do think though, like you said earlier, Chris Williams and his crew, they are thinking much more with a business mind.
Yeah,
So
man.
that is a start. That is a
Yeah.
start.
Yeah. Say, go ahead, Dale. Can you hear Dale, by the way? Talk, Dale.
I hearing him faintly, like
All right.
really
Jason,
low.
yeah, hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you better now.
Good.
No, I was saying to you that when Digicel was building that building downtown, they should have thought about putting a mini stadium in it.
That would be a good idea. Downtown, eh? Build up Breezy Castle into a mini stadium. That is probably where Digicel should have been. Or Grace. Grace is right there. We can have a Grace mini stadium.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
one other thing, Duke, is that I'm not I am not one of those
You
persons
got
who
to hear me now. So summarize
Oh, you
for
have
me.
to go closer to the mic then, Dale. Maybe that is it. Go
no,
close.
I'm saying that I'm not one of those persons who would advocate for a lot of stadiums. When I look and see how poorly we're able to maintain the one that we have, it shows that the investors are not so keen on investing in in is either in football or something. But what I think we should do is probably modernize the football stadium that we have. and just like the ones that
Hey,
we
you,
visit. That,
here,
that
here. I'm gonna just forward off and listen here.
All right, all right,
all
all
right,
right.
yeah, man.
Respect for taking the call though.
Yeah, man. Anytime, my boss.
All right,
Cool,
cool.
respect.
You have to go fix that, dude.
Yeah, I tried. I don't know what the other.
Yeah,
I think
man. So
on your
as me,
side.
what may I say is that
Yeah.
I think what we need to do is modernize the one that we have. Build it up just like how the ones that we see here, the one that we visit here. You
Yeah,
understand, man? And see all of
yeah,
them
but
things
yeah.
there. Because, brother, to be honest, the finances is scarce in Jamaica. We just have to be
You know,
honest. We just have to be real. It
you
is
know what,
scarce.
Sedri? I don't think the finances are scarce. I think there is enough money to go around if we decide to structure the football in such a way that it becomes a business. We don't. Which stadium do we own? I mean, you say the
Until we
stadium
get
we
there.
own. We don't own national stadium. You know? National stadium is for everybody. We don't have a stadium for football, which is a big problem because track and field can say the same thing that they own the stadium. You understand? It's a place where everything happens in Jamaica and everything takes place on the pitch. Same thing with Sabina. Sabina is a cricket is was built for cricket and now it's used for football. We need dedicated football stadiums
But if we have so much entity using the one place, why is it so poorly maintained? It
because
it
anything.
serves the
Let
purpose
me
for
tell you why.
all
Let
these
me tell you
places.
why. There is a saying that goes like this: if everybody is responsible, then nobody is responsible. Okay, so that is the thing. So everybody is saying that why should I be the one to maintain it? I'm not the only one using it. So there is nobody clearly responsible for upkeeping this thing. I mean, the government through the is the SDC or SDF, um, they charge a fee to maintain it, but that is just general upkeep. They are not versed in the art of grooming or growing the grass to specific specifications. They're just maintaining a place and collect a little money. We need dedicated football stadiums.
I think one of the problem, Duke, is and why the government hasn't moved away from the stadium and just giving it to private companies to run is that when it comes on to national things,
But let me
you know,
stick up in there. So that is not what I'm arguing again, because what I am saying is that the national stadium is not the national football stadium. It's a national everything stadium. That's what I'm talking about. Demo is and we just, you know, Demo just jump in the chat. Big up yourself, Demo, by the way. Demo is going across the internet and looking for giveaways. So he's asking any giveaway here. We're giving away some good advice, Demo. We will give away some other stuff in the future. We'll talk about that. I think there will be giveaways in the future for sure. In the
yeah.
near future too. Yeah, but the point I was making is that the national stadium is not the national football stadium. And that is the problem. We have no the football that is has no divine right to be playing football there at any point in time. They have to apply to play football there. You know that, right? They have to
Yeah,
apply.
because it's a national it's a national stadium. It's a stadium that caters to the nation. And
So we
you know
can't
what I mean?
we can use that as the national football stadium. That is the problem. That's why we need the clubs to get their own. Every club gets a stadium and not just not just a field. We're talking about a stadium
Well, I
that
mean
is
that's so
consistently
well,
maintained. Not a big stadium at the size of of the national stadium. That's the thing,
mm,
A stadium that they can maintain. That's what I'm saying.
okay.
Yeah.
I'd like to see the fields, the fields, come up to the standard as first world countries.
Yeah. Big up yourself, Triple E. He
I'd
says
love
finally
I'd
get a
love to
chance
see that.
to join into the Ballad TV. Big up yourself, man. Big up yourself. You know,
Welcome,
yeah,
welcome, man.
man, maybe we should try get some persons, some stakeholders from the clubs and ask them about their plans for their fields. You know, are there
Mm,
plans for the teams that don't really have a stadium? What are the plans? Is there anything in the works going on? And for those who have a stadium, for example, like Harborview, I know their stadium very well, and I know they were upgrading it recently. How do they plan to maintain it? You know, what it is looking like. I would love to see some pictures of what it is like now and that type of information. So I think we can,
I think Waterhouse has a good surface also.
yeah,
Some
yeah,
some good
definitely.
money spent at Waterhouse, you know. I've been at Waterhouse once and see some rain fall is emerging before
Yeah,
the
man.
game. And then by the time the game start, I was impressed. I was like, where did the water go?
Yeah.
They have a
Drainage,
they
bad.
they have a good drainage system and all that. So
Yeah.
I think Waterhouse has a good surface. So, but I think the surfaces can be better,
I
and
think
it's
all the surfaces can be better, to be honest.
mm,
All of them can be better. The best surface that I have seen, and I stand to be corrected, is Arnett Gardens. The best surface that I've seen in for a club. I don't know how Harborview is like now. It was kind of average when the last time I saw it, and that was a little while now.
mm.
But we'll see. All right, we have some joke given in the chat. All right, big up on yourself. Yeah. So let's just move on quickly. You know, we don't have a lot more time here. Um, you want to touch on Ronaldo and Portugal? You want to touch
Yeah,
on that?
yeah, people. You know, I was looking at Ronaldo, and I was looking at his. They have a friendly coming up against Switzerland,
Yeah, yeah. You have to be careful on there. We can't say
against Sweden,
we can't say we're
Sweden.
touching on Ronaldo.
Eh?
Man, we can't say we're touching on Ronaldo. And people are wiring at the chat. You know?
No, looking at Ronaldo.
I was looking at some articles, you know, that involve Ronaldo.
you know, um, man, I was gonna say me take all the way there, man. So yeah, man. And I was looking at his. I know they have a game coming up against Sweden, and then they have one against Slovenia. And I noticed the exclusion of Ronaldo from the Portuguese team.
Right.
So I was wondering if it is that Portugal is trying to move away from Ronaldo. We saw it in the last World Cup when he was benched and all of that, and we heard all the talks that younger players should get the chances than Ronaldo. But I'm saying to myself that what what merit do you get a placement in a team? Is it based on age or is it based on performance? Because if it is that it is age, then I understand that Ronaldo is 39, and Roger Moore played the 1990 World Cup at 38 and a
Roger
half.
Miller. Mm.
Roger Miller, 38 and a half. Um, he had a goalkeeper. I don't remember which goalkeeper it was who played the World Cup at 42 or 45, 45. But and those players were performing. Ronaldo is also performing. Ronaldo has scored the most goals, regardless of the league that he's playing in. It is not as well known or well sought. I don't even know if I should say it's not well sorted after, because there are a lot of big players over there playing their trade.
All right.
But regardless of that, Ronaldo has scored 32 goals this season and 16 assists. Why should he be left out of the Portuguese team? Or is it? Or I heard one person say that he's being rested. But I'm saying to myself, then what about the other players? What about Bruno Fernandez? It wasn't his season
I
as
want to try.
tiring as Ronaldo,
I
but
want to try.
Ronaldo is being rested. Or is it that is just being used as an excuse?
All right. Let me say something on it. So Ronaldo is my favorite player. All right. The jersey behind me will prove it. Follow it. I rate the player highly. And one of the reasons I rate him is his longevity and his dedication to fitness. You know, very strict diet, very strict exercise routine, and you can see it playing out on the field. So I am going to um, say that I think Ronaldo should still be playing um, high level football. If it were up to me, Ronaldo would still be at Manchester United because I don't think he's that bad. And we can see evidence in the Saudi league. He's not playing with inferior players per se. You know, he's playing right now. He has Mane on his side, outscoring Mane, and nobody thought that Mane would even make it to the Saudi league. You know, a lot of English Premier League clubs would have taken Mane last season when he left Liverpool. Sure about that. So I don't think his level of performance can be called into question. Some would argue that the team is playing for Ronaldo, but if you are playing for a player and he's scoring all the goals, then isn't that a good thing? So that again is a feather in Ronaldo's cap. Um,
And we've seen teams that have centered around Ronaldo. They are successful.
yeah, man, without a doubt. So, but as it relates now to
But why
playing,
why should he be excluded? Either way, you say why he should be included, but why should he be excluded?
all right. What I think should happen, however, for a player of his age, I think he should be managed. And by managed, meaning his minutes should be managed, and for more than one reason. For himself, to preserve him, and also to look to the future because Ronaldo, like it or not, will not be there forever. So there has to be some kind of continuity planning to avoid a crisis when Ronaldo decides to step down fully. So I believe that that time that he's quote unquote rested, is an opportune time to look at some other players because they will have to fill Ronaldo's shoes when he decides to step away. So I think the coach is doing it the right way. If I don't see him in the Euros, then that would be strange to me, given his performances this season. I think he has been exceptional this season,
Well,
honestly.
as must say, he's a top goal scorer in the whole of Europe.
Yeah, man. There is no denying Ronaldo.
Nobody has outscored
We
him.
can't, we can't take that away from Ronaldo.
Yes,
So in his case, age is really just a number right now. Yeah, we
if
have not seen the decline, the significant decline yet
right.
of Ronaldo.
Do you think he should be uh do you think that he should be figured into the Portuguese team for the 2026 World Cup?
2 years away.
He'll be 41.
At 41, if he's giving us the same performances now, then all right. So all right, you see, if he's there, and there are two ways I think he can be there. If he decides or if he understands that he can't be the leading man, because there has to be a point in time where that transition is taking place. If Ronaldo goes into the next World Cup believing that he should be playing all the games, then I think that's going to be a problem. That's going to be a big problem in the dressing room, and we have to watch out for that. I'm not a a Portugal supporter still, no, but I'm just thinking that if a team has somebody who is at that age and thinks that they should always be playing every game, then that is kind of blocking, the continuity. Whether you think you're the best or not, you have to plan for that. So I think that he needs to plan for that. Um, yeah, so he has to understand that he has to play a supporting role as well. Yeah, that's my take on it. Somebody says Jason Guna, his inclusion has less to do with what he can do on the pitch and more to do with the fiasco. Yeah, that will inevitably happen when he is rested. Exactly my point. If Ronaldo understands that my time, my minutes should be cut, so I have to decrease so somebody can increase for the good of the team, then you know, go ahead. If it's gonna be a disruption, some hard decisions will have to be made, even though he is good now. Yeah. Pick up yourself, hot chili. He doesn't play in Europe. Yeah, we know he doesn't play in Europe, but that Europe is not the world. And of course, I mean, I don't know. Good question. The Saudi League, how would you rate it in terms of the standard of play? We know that maybe the rankings out there might not have it as what ranking. I don't know the ranking it has in the as it relates to leagues, but just looking at the football, how high would you see it? Is it higher than the MLS, in your opinion?
Based on the quality players that I'm seeing there, um, I would say yes.
Mm.
I would say yes.
Because yeah, I still can see players leaving Saudi to go to the MLS.
Mhm.
I can conceive that in my head.
We have a lot of Saudi players that plays in the higher leagues also.
Yeah.
A lot of them.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my view on it, man. So yeah, big up to Ronaldo. He's blazing the trail for old men. Still have a chance. We still have a chance.
Yeah.
um, as we're talking about old men and Saudi, we have a few um injury updates.
You
Am
know,
I right?
Alex,
Great.
just to say, Duke, that Alex Ferguson would have said that if you're good enough, you're old enough. So I would say if you're old enough, you're good enough.
Yeah, that is it, man. So just to mention a little bit, Damarai Gray, who who has done a wonderful thing for Jamaica. Probably leading goal scorer right now in recent times. I think
The Mari Gray,
Demarai Gray, yeah, man.
with how much goals?
Shamar, and then you have Demarai Gray.
How many
Demarai
goals
Gray
has he? How many goals have he scored since he has joined us?
for Jamaica.
Yeah, I don't think he has scored more than three
Five
goals.
goals.
Five.
5 goals.
Mm.
Yeah.
How many Shamara has scored?
Hold on there. Let me tell you. Let me give you the record. I'm not saying he's scored more, but let me see the record. 5 goals in 11 games
Who's
for
that?
Jamaica. That's Demarai Gray.
Hmm.
Let's look at Shamar. Let's take a quick look at Shamar. And it's saying, well, 16 goal in 47 games.
Hmm.
Not bad returns, to be honest.
I would
Yeah,
say I would say Nicholas is leading.
no, about a 1 in 3. Um, yeah, but Demarai Gray was recently injured, so of course, big concerns. Will he be ready for World Cup? Um, I have been reliably informed by persons in the upper echelons that he will be fine for the upcoming World Cup matches. And I saw a picture of him. His hand was in a not a cast, it was in a sling. So I guess it's an injury to his whether his shoulder or elbow, thereabout. But he looks in good spirits. So that I think that's positive news that he'll be ready for June. So looking forward to seeing him in action in the black, gold, and green. And also Amari Bell. We all know that Amari Bell sustained was it a hamstring injury? I'm trying to remember. Or an ankle, I don't remember. But he injured himself for Luton. And pictures again coming out that he has been posting is showing him back in the gym, doing strength work. So he's looking good to come back at some point in the near future. So I don't know if he'll be back for these round of games, but if he's in the gym, that's a good sign. So, you know, wish you all the best, men, gentlemen, and that, get back, get well soon and come represent. Yep. So we have been here for a while. We have like 3 minutes to the 2 hour mark. I think we can wrap it up now. We have given them a lot of information. We have heard a lot of views. We have touched on a lot of subjects. I didn't know that the stadium subject would be such a standout thing. We didn't even plan to talk much about the stadium, but it might be something we have to talk about more. Certainly to get somebody to from the clubs to speak about it. It's going to be a big issue. I can see it coming soon. We're gonna be in a crisis for fields. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good to hear from the president. Yeah. I won't get into that. You'll get me in trouble on this now in a triple E. Yes, I big up yourself. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So you have anything else to add before we wrap there?
As usual, I always leave it, inviting everybody to come on board. You know what I mean? As they enter, just smash that like button, that subscribe button on your way in, on your way out. Help us build the channel, guys. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? We think we have a lot to offer. Can't do it alone. You know what I mean? And yeah, the support, 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 support.
Yeah. Sounds good. And just to mention, I said I was not gonna mention it, but I think I want to mention it. I personally want to launch uh, a a trivia, call it a trivia session, like a games show, maybe once a week, or we'll see. I want to do that. So, and we're gonna be playing for some prizes or at least bragging rights. So I want to launch that soon. So look out for that. Looking for contestants. If you want to be a contestant, just message me in the chat, and we're gonna have some fun. We're definitely gonna have some fun. I'm looking at what is there, and you guys are gonna enjoy this one. Yeah. So I think it was another good one, Dale. It
Sir,
was another good one. Yeah.
I think we got people thinking.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think I said a lot of things that probably people never give thought of. I mean,
Yeah.
I hope people do go do them research. Even
Yeah.
when I see him Arsenal Tottenham thing, I may talk about. But start with it and me end with it.
Yeah, Trey. You think you need to go back and say that, man? Shit. You need to stay far from
Yeah.
that.
No, stay far from
Anyway,
it, brother.
anyway,
Somebody has said me a madman.
Yeah, man. Big up
Go do the
yourself, man.
research. Go do the research, Virgin. Go do the research. I want to understand.
Yeah. Well, I mean, big up the people who joined. Big up Jason Goon as usual for the call and for the texting.
Yeah, man.
For the
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
interesting points. I
Yeah.
can't call out everybody name, but you know self. We say God bless youth. Lascelles pass through Drew Fortis.
Big up yourself, Water.
Yeah, man. Big up on yourself and join us again. Just look out for the notification. If you don't turn on the notification yet, just go to
You
the
tell them how to do it,
notification
man. Tell
bell.
them how to do it. Tell them how to do it, brother.
All right. Then you go to YouTube on the link. You search for Ballets TV. You will see the subscribe button. Of course, you click that. You will also see a bell icon beside it. Click on that bell. You will see an option for all. Just click on all. And what that does, it notifies you whenever we go live. All right. For the man them who don't know,
Yeah.
just do that now. Subscribe and turn on your notification bell and share the link. Just copy the link and send it to a brethren. The people them who are on the other streams that are not on this one yet. We want to get the discussion over this side too because the more the merrier. I understand we have a lot of stuff to talk about. You can see already that it can be very controversial here. We have strong views,
Yeah, man.
and but every view must contend.
I was just saying
So
that ball heads TV, brother.
yes, I.
But you don't have to be beer-headed to be a ball head. But when you come here, by the time you leave, you might lose some ear.
Yeah. Yeah, man, and plus, yeah, man. So that is it. That is it. For the man them who have channel, we know Jason Guna have a channel. Go over there, man. Show him some love if you have not yet done so already. And anybody else, you know the people and big them up. And I want somebody to tell JD, say me I go box him out, because I have my gloves. I may have his own. So we have the match. All right. Me buy him one too. So just tell him, say anytime you're ready, we're ready for knock him out. So until later.
Hold on. I want to be the ref. A
Well, we
pastor.
don't know. Yeah. Yes, the pastor same one. The pastor same one. Come over here, come join, him cause him a ball, same one. Him here, so him get the invitation. So we just want him.
Yeah,
Pastor
man.
is welcome, man. Pastor is welcome anytime. So I just tell him say the boxing match is due. You understand? The gloves are here. And we can do it with gloves or without gloves. Ah. So be careful yourself, people. Peace.
Peace out.